Today's question, and this is a more serious video, something off the rail of what we normally do, but obviously, you know, whenever you start lifting, it's because someone called you skinny or because someone called you a weak motherfucker, whatever it may be. But I feel like with my story, it's a little bit different, and I feel like John's is too. We both have a very unique story of what caused us to be so set apart from the rest of the crowd that you see, and I feel like this is a good story to get to know us and to get to know why we lift and why we post the content we do. So I feel like, you know, it's best that we share our stories, and that would help with you guys getting to know us better. Why do you lift?
I grew up in the country with both parents working, so most of the time they had to pick me up later in the evening, and when I got to 8th grade, I would spend a lot of the evenings kind of just waiting for my parents to come pick me up. And one of my friends walked up to me around 6 p.m. and he had just gotten out of wrestling practice. And he had this big smile on his face. I was like, what were you up to? You know, like, you're here late. And he was like, dude, just like join the wrestling team. It's great. It's awesome. Work out. And I knew a little bit of working out because my parents had gone to a personal trainer, but I thought to myself, I'm not doing anything on the weekdays, so I'll see if I can go hang out with the wrestling team. Pretty much immediately, I fell in love with it. We worked out 3 days a week and ran 2 days a week. And that quickly became my favorite part of being on the team. I'd be running, leading the pack as the youngest guy there. I would stay in the gym just to get a few more reps in because I started realizing something. I didn't really know what it was, but working out was probably my favorite part of it. But that was 10 years ago. I mean, today I'm out of college, I work a full-time job, you know? So why do I stay consistent with it every day? Because over those 10 years, I've learned and I've realized that when you go through life, no matter what happens, you're gonna be thrown challenges every day. You're not gonna know what's gonna come. You're not gonna know the next thing that hits you. You're not gonna know what the next day is gonna look like, but you always know that at some point during the day that you're gonna end up there. And even more importantly, you know, we face these challenges in life, whether it's against other people, against an object, against the world. You're having a hard time in a class, or struggling with a relationship, or, you know, struggling at work. Those are things that you're fighting externally. But when you show up in the gym, it's you versus you. And putting in that work every day, and you show up and you beat yourself, you know, if you go to failure, that's a win. And you learn from that every single time. And what that results in is growth. And it allows you to face those challenges with a better mindset and better attitude. So whatever challenges you're facing, just know that if you find something that you can overcome that's only up to you, it's worth doing. Why do you lift?
I want to start all the way back in my the 7th grade. I was 12 years old. I started at this new school beginning of my 7th grade year. I didn't know anyone. I was a complete outcast, a complete loser, and there was this group of people that were well established in the school and knew everybody, and they were kind of like the popular group. And I spent my 7th and 8th grade years as a scrawny kid who got bullied and threatened to get jumped by this big group of kids because they thought they were hot shit. You know, every day I would do push-ups, do sit-ups. It was all calisthenic stuff, you know, just stuff that I thought would make me get bigger and look stronger. And it was never really consistent, which is why I never really grew in size. And, you know, for those 2 years, I kind of struggled finding a way to fit in, finding a place where people would accept me. And, you know, I started wrestling in high school, and I thought that that would give me a big group of friends and people that would relate to me and, you know, treat me with the respect that I was trying to treat other people with. And I met a very influential person named Tanner, He was a sophomore at the time, and he was one of those kids who started out just like me, but instead of being scrawny, he was kind of the fat kid. And we started going to the gym with little to no knowledge, just hitting upper body, lower body every other day. We didn't know what we were doing, but we stayed consistent with that for like a year, and we just kept working out and working out and working out. Honestly, it's surprising because at some point, we started to gain the knowledge and we started to understand what working out was, and we started getting bigger. I was starting to get treated with a little more respect. I started gaining size, and people were seeing that, and they wanted to know how I was doing that. Towards my junior and senior year, I was learning more. I was, kind of creating my own group of friends that, wanted to learn from me, that were younger, that were older, that wanted to become just like me, where they had the discipline and consistency to keep working out every day. When I graduated high school, I signed up for the Marine Corps and joined the Marine Corps. And for a larger part of like 5 months, I was not consistent. It was just getting slayed every day. I mean, we PT'd, we did all this stuff, and it was just not. It wasn't ideal to work out in that type of climate. I was able to get back into this disciplined, consistent schedule of working out and constantly progressing. And then, I already knew who John was through high school, and we met again, and we felt like it was our passion to go and make these videos and give you guys content that would create a disciplined and consistent mindset for yourself. And sometimes we joke around, sometimes we get real serious, sometimes we have no idea what the fuck we're doing, but we experience those things as we grow up, and we experience those hardships, and now we're at a point in our life where we feel as though it's our duty to motivate others and help others reach that goal and find their why and never lose sight of it, because that why is a big part of why you get up every day. Actually go to the gym and not say, oh, I'm going to skip today, I already lifted enough this week. That's why we lift.
And that's why I lift.